Hey, everybody listening. It's your host, Seneca Parker for Oh Happy Bay. As you know, Oh Happy Bay is a platform where we are promoting hope, happiness, healthy living, and love. And today I have with me a very special guest who will be sharing her story about trauma, how she dealt with it, and the things she did to be in a happy space in her life today. So I'm going to let her introduce herself and tell her story, but listen really carefully because I hope that at the end of this podcast, more people would be wanting to subscribe, join, and share. So my guest today is, tell them who you are.
Hello, my name is Jacynthia Givens.
Okay.
I'm here to share my story, the trauma part of what I've been through. It's from darkness to light, where you have to seek within yourself the strength to come from out of traumas and trials in order to focus and to be able for your life to focus on surviving the worst case scenarios that you've been in. You have to learn how to get past that. You also don't let the trauma take control over your life of the things that you're upset or that hurt you, but you take them and you turn them around and make them for the best.
Okay. Wonderful. So, if you don't mind, how old are you?
I'm 63 years old.
Okay, so you've lived a really beautiful, long life, and you're going to be pushing out the next 40, 50 years and walking it out. Would you like to elaborate more on the traumatic part of your life and what that consisted of?
It consisted of going through different situations of being molested and abused mentally and physically, and it also insisted of the drug life and alcohol, all of the turmoils that take you down a spiral path that is hard to come from.
Mm-hmm. Drugs, alcohol, I too have experienced that in my own personal life, and that is nothing that I wouldn't share with the world. Because in my dark space where I was using drugs and alcohol, I was able to actually bounce back from, and I thank God for that. Talk to me about drug and alcohol use in your life.
The drug and alcohol use did no good because it's a confusing thing, and it's a grip that it has on you, and it's so mind-boggling that getting into it is easy, but no one tells you how hard it is to come out of it. Mm-hmm. It's like a nightmare. It was. To me, it was playing with death. Mm-hmm. And I thought that if I could just get away from it, I'd be okay. Mm-hmm. And it was like going through a blind maze. But making it out was the best thing that could have ever happened for me.
Well, we talk about that kind of maze that we're in when we're in our addictions and how we just really never find a straight path to get out of it. You did. Can you tell me and the other listeners what helped you get out of that dark space and navigate that maze and find the way out? Can you share that?
Yes. First of all, I had to become real with myself and learn to be open-minded and become receivable and teachable and become less hard on myself, become more understandable and honest with myself and being real and looking inside of myself to see what the problems was that had me doing it. Mm-hmm. Also, to be true to your own self is the most important thing.
Mm-hmm. Can you tell us how long of a period of addiction were you caught up in that maze?
30 or 40 years.
How long have you been out?
About 15 or 20.
Okay. So Yeah, you look at life and we start putting those numbers together, and you talk about the time, 40 years or 30 to 40 years involved in a dark space is a long time. I am so glad that you were able to navigate out of that maze and come out on the other side a smiling woman with a happy life. I am so appreciative of you sharing your story. I believe that in order for us to overcome these trials that are constantly put before us, because you can just go down the street and buy another joint or another drink or whatever you want. It's so much here. And you've been able to stay away from that for this long period of time. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You are so beautiful. There is so much more that you have to offer. And I'm hoping this platform can get your story out and we can share more. So we're talking about hope. Tell us about hope in your life.
The hope in my life was learning how to meditate, study, learn to stay away from the people, the places, and the things, and also learn how to talk to people in a positive way so that when you come across those type of people, you'll know what to say and how to go about it. And it also teaches you that you can find other things to structure yourself, that you don't have to have it. It's just a matter of you being willing to just get tired of it, period, to the point where you're just so sick of it that nothing else, you just don't want it anymore. You want help, you want support, you want courage, and you want to be honest, and you want to be, most and foremost, you want to be able to have a normal life. And somehow when you're stripped of that, you were lost, but when you find it, it's a lot better than when it was lost.
The people. We talk about the people. We've had to, in recovery, let go of a whole sect of people.
Right.
A whole community that we were involved in our addiction. We had to not just walk away from, but stay away.
Right.
Can you elaborate on that?
Okay. First of all, when you're sincere about leaving the drugs and the fast life, I call it, alone, you have to be sincere about, you change your narrative of everything changes from where you're going. You start thinking about, you look at your consequences of the things you're going to do. You start thinking about what it is that makes sense to you. You look at people, you concentrate on what they're saying to you to see where they're coming from. If it don't sound right, your instincts will let you know to back away. If you're serious about keeping yourself away from the problems, then you look at everything around you and you think things through before you do it. And then once you get through thinking them through, you look around to make sure that you're not putting yourself in a cross, because it's easy to do. And it even goes down to the way that you talk to people.
Right.
You know, if someone makes you mad, you have to think twice before you say anything, because you know that you're not on the same level as that person anymore. Yep.
Right.
So they call that low environmental level, which means you can get past that and rise above it, but you don't have to go back down in it.
That's right. Good for you. When we talk about being able to navigate and stay out of it and stay away from the people and stay away from the drugs and the alcohol, we have to fill that void with something else. You fill that void with some happiness. Yeah?
I filled it up with, yes, I did. I filled it with studying, meditating. I filled it with God. I filled it with pleasant people, positive people, crocheting, drawing, walks, and I filled it with just saying that I had to space myself away from all of it. And that peace and tranquility is what I filled it with.
Let me ask you this. We are in the Bay Area, and it's a happy place. It's a place of a whole bunch of creative people. You talk about your creative characteristics, and you are drawing and you're doing crochet. How does that help you?
It's relaxing to draw, to crochet, to cook. That's relaxing because things come to mind when you're doing it. It's stuff that just naturally come out. What it is you want to do and how you want to design it and how you want to see it come out.
Right.
That's the blessing of it all, because then you can use your mind again to focus on living and not worrying about what other lifestyle that you had. you focus more on positive things of learning what else to cook, learning if you want to write a book, you can do that. Your focus is totally different from it changes everything. It changes the narrative of how you feel about yourself and how the Bay Area has helped you because you've turned it around to be able to help others.
Right. So, I am so glad to God that He didn't take away our creativity and our addiction. Maybe it was at a low place when we were in the addiction, but when we came out, He restored our creativity. And that piece is where I get happy at. Because you didn't take my gifts from me, God. Even if I was not doing good and I was in a dark place, you restored my gifts to me. This platform, talking to you, working with people in community that might be in crisis were gifts for me. And even in my addiction, He never took those gifts away. They may have laid dormant because of what I was doing. But when I stopped doing that, He then restored all of those things. What makes you happy today?
What makes me happy today is to be able to want to help others, reach out and give back to the community for the help that I have gotten from them. Also, to be able to tell my story to thousands of people, in order my story or testimony to thousands of people that will help open their eyes to what's going on in reality of the situations from going from dark to light. Yeah.
You called me and you said, I want to get my story out there. I want to do more speaking. I want to tell people what I've been through, which is amazing. You know why it's so amazing? Because those dark places, when we were in them, we could never think we would be here to want to tell somebody about them. And I appreciate that. I appreciate you listening and then also responding back to me in a way that we both are being, lifted up. Because you talk to me, you lift me up. I hear how God has just blessed your life and giving you chance after chance. But this last time, you really took that thing and you made it great. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being that kind of lady in my life. I get a phone call. We have a lot in common. We share a son together.
Thank you. Yes, we do.
And thank you for trusting me with your son and saying, I trust you with him. And I know if he's hanging with you, he's in a good place. And thank you for trusting and believing in that and trusting me to have that part in connection with you and your family. We are in a place where if we're not careful, we can let media throw us in a darker place than we were 20 years ago if we're not careful. So let's use this particular platform in this moment to encourage somebody. This is your opportunity.
I would encourage others to be honest with themselves, look inside, don't watch what the next person is doing. Think hard and just use your intuitiveness when it comes to decisions, because it's easy to get into, but it's hard to get out of. And then also, when you're out there and you see yourself falling, find a friend that's positive to help pull you out of it.
Well, I hope I've been that positive friend for you.
You've been a good friend to me for years. Thank God.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lord.
I see you, and when you smile, you shine bright. And I know that there was a lot of trauma that you overcame. I want to applaud you. I want to thank you for sharing with the world your story. And we're going to come back again. This is not the only opportunity. We can do this over and over and over again as things develop and you have more that you want to share. So do know that I'm honored to be in your life, and I'm grateful to God that you're in my life. Thank you so very much for all that you do, and thank you for just being a bright, shining star. I'm with Jacynthia, and she is a happy person, one of the most happy people I know in the San Francisco Bay Area. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's been an honor and a pleasure.
My pleasure.